You're not half bad. You killed my father. Like father, like son.
Welcome to the motherfucker. We're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. Amanda Serrano, favorite of mine, took to her social media and said, "Always the one, never the two. I told him to find something stupid to play with, and he picked you!" If that rhymed, it was with good reason. It's actually a bar from a Remy Martin song. And if it sounds like a subliminal shot at Serrano-Shields, it's likely because it is. It's not that Amanda Serrano has never taken shots at Serrano-Shields, subliminal or otherwise. It's more that she's only giving back the energy that was given to her. Amanda Serrano continued, "So many females have inspired me to be nothing like them, and that is a blessing." You're goddamn right it is. There's some broads out there, you look at them, and they show you exactly what not to do and what not to be like. Serrano-Shields, who seemingly responded with a subliminal message of her own saying, "Why would I want to be a fighter with 4 losses on their record and 3 of them coming to the same person? Because that fighter makes more money than you do. Get out of here. I've always been number 1 in boxing in my relationship. Ms. Undefeated, Undisputed, and Ms. Unfuckwittable. Whatever you are, she makes more money than you do. Whatever you claim to be, I don't see a rabble of individuals sitting around making fun of Amanda the way people now make fun of you, placing far too much emphasis on what is your unbeaten record, unblemished. Is that what's supposed to make you the GOAT? The female equivalent of the GOAT. Well, in men's boxing, the boxer often regarded as the GOAT, the greatest of all times, Muhammad Ali. He didn't have an unbeaten, unblemished record. We know who you got that shit from, the GOAT. We know who you're trying to model yourself after. Trying to model yourself after Muhammad Ali. Except Muhammad Ali did not have an unbeaten, unblemished record, because being the GOAT was never about being unbeaten. It was never about having an unblemished record. It was actually about a lot more than that, and that seems lost on Serrano-Shields. Because she thinks it's about being unbeaten. I mean, by that rationale, Ali wouldn't be the GOAT. Rocky Marciano would be the GOAT, or Joe Calzaghe, since they retired undefeated. Benito Lopez. If it actually were about being undefeated, Andre Ward. If it actually were about being undefeated, it's not. And it never was. A Twitter user who goes by the name Ray Poplowski responded, "Who's next on your fight horizon?" To which Clarissa responded, "Announcement soon." Here comes an opponent, another one, that nobody knows or cares about, where Clarissa's modus operandi to promote the fight won't even be focused on the fighter that she's fighting, but starting beefs with everybody else in the surrounding environment, because that's what I've noticed about Clarissa. She must have figured out that she gets more attention for what happens outside of the ring than inside of it. Most of the time she's fighting girls nobody knows, the casual observer. They don't know who the fuck she's fighting, and the hardcore boxing fans, a good number of them, are on to her bullshit. Her game. Another Twitter user who goes by the name Bodymore Maryland said, "You're the one who told everyone, Amanda Serrano is my sister, she can share the GOAT name with you. Remember this? Let me guess. This wasn't the GOAT, it was T-Rex." That's how you know that guy pays attention. That's how you know that guy's a hardcore. Because when Serrano-Shields initially debuted as a professional, she wasn't actually calling herself the GOAT yet. Her initial nickname was T-Rex. And the tweet that he highlighted, where Clarissa said, "And I'll say this publicly, I'm a fan, friend, and sister of Amanda Serrano. That's why I share the title GOAT with her." Her own words in 2021. That doesn't mean I think she is a better fighter than me. I don't think any woman fighter is a better fighter than me. It's a respect thing. But if it's a respect thing, and you were okay with Amanda Serrano being referred to as the GOAT, why did you get mad when MVP did it? All they did was refer to Amanda as being the GOAT, which you said you were okay with. What happened? In her own words, she stated, "Yes, till most victim players did it disrespectfully and tried to disrespect me." Disrespect you how? Who the fuck do you think you are that you're gonna dictate to them how they promote what was their own fighter at the time? Do you think they're all supposed to bow at the altar of you and your vacant titles? Or your barren weight classes? This is what you gotta understand. Even if Amanda Serrano takes a subliminal shot at Serrano-Shields, she's only giving back the energy that she was initially given. Because this doesn't start with Amanda taking subliminal shots at Clarissa. It starts with Clarissa taking shots at her and her promoter. It starts with her taking shots at Jake Paul, which then became her taking taking shots at MVP, his promotional company, and subsequently shots at Amanda for how they were promoting her. That's where it all starts, that's where it all begins, and it was all unprovoked. At the moment she starts threatening Jake Paul, I don't even think he knew who the woman was. Because he wasn't even promoting women boxers yet. All of this starts with Clarissa's abrasive, obnoxious behavior. So that if Amanda does take a shot at Clarissa, subliminal or otherwise, it's only Amanda giving her the energy that she's been getting up until the point that Amanda signs to MVP and starts making these massive paydays. Clarissa was all buddy-buddy with her, because she's the kind of person that claims they want to see you do well, just not better than them. And that's exactly what Amanda's been doing. She's fought on bigger platforms than Clarissa, in more watched fights than Clarissa, for more money, far more money. The totality of what's supposed to be Clarissa's big new deal with Win Records, Amanda Serrano made more money than that in just one night in one fight. I don't see Netflix trying to get the next Serrano-Shields fight on their platform, where Amanda has fought on the platform 2 times. Think you hot shit because you're undefeated? Maybe you're undefeated because there ain't that many good girls to fight where you fight. Maybe you're undefeated because you campaign in barren weight classes. Divisions where there are less than 50 active women boxers all around the world. So yeah, you're undefeated in divisions where there's nobody to fight. Congratulations, Amanda still makes more money than you do. 4 losses and all. Clarissa and her fans always like to frame it like Clarissa's behavior is a response to some perceived wrong, some disrespect that she's received, when in reality, she's got a love-hate relationship with everybody. She started out buddy-buddy with Amanda, but not no more. She started out buddy-buddy with Alicia, but not no more. I'm just waiting for it to happen with Michaela and anybody else in her surrounding environment, because that's how it always seems to go with Clarissa. She's the kind of person that claims she wants to see you do well, just not better than her. She thinks by winning 2 gold medals in the Olympics and all of these vacant titles as a professional that she's really having the biggest impact on the sport, when having the biggest impact on the sport isn't about your personal accolades. That's just you ingratiating yourself. The 2 gold medals you won, you would have never even got to win them if it wasn't for Katie Taylor, because she's the one made it possible for girls like you to even fight in the Olympics. She's had a bigger impact than you have. She's influenced your career, not the other way around. You don't see her walking around being obnoxious to everybody because of it, like you. Amanda held a tournament for the young girls coming through this past weekend with the WBO. And that's the impact that she's having. She doesn't make it all about herself. She makes it about what she can leave behind for the next generation, saying, I loved the bars, and retweeted them. When you're her being Serrano-Shields, well, everything is about her. I'm one of a million she's beefing with. I ain't got time for nonsense. I'm so blessed. Listen for my great news in a few minutes. Spot on, and 100% right. Who doesn't Clarissa have a problem with? She would have you believe that, oh, it's because I'm a woman. Or, it's because I'm black. It's about anything other than her obnoxious fucking attitude. It's about anything other than her being a self-centered glory hog who can't vacate the spotlight for 2 fucking seconds to let somebody else shine. What fucking spotlight? Because the spotlight could be on somebody else and she'll still try to make it about herself. She's just an obnoxious bitch.
I think that's like almost the perfect storyline to the Inoue fight. Beating his brother and then going and fighting the second brother. So I feel like I just need to stay focused on this fight, man. You know, it's a tough fight that I have in front of me, and I know I can get the job done. I will get the job done. So after that, after June 13th, then we can talk about the future.
I have to agree with Bam on that one. I was having a little bit of a hard time deciding what's the appropriate course of action beyond this weekend's fight for Bam, where he will now be fighting for the full WBA title that will make him a full WBA champion in the bantamweight division, should he beat Vargas. It almost completely slipped my mind that Takuma Inoue, Naoya's younger brother, is now a 2-time bantamweight champion, having won the WBC title. That's the build-up that the Junto Nakatani fight didn't have. That's the build-up that the Junto Nakatani fight didn't necessarily need, because it still turned out to be a massive event, but still, that was the missing puzzle piece. That's the only thing that could have made that fight even bigger and even better. That Junto, while at bantamweight, never got the chance to fight Takuma. I thought to myself, what makes sense for Bam if he wins this weekend and becomes a 3-weight world champion? Because there's still a lot of time left in the calendar year for him to have another fight, but where and with who?
If the centerpiece is facing Naoya Inoue, the focus.
What makes sense after Saturday if your intention is to face Inoue at the beginning of the next calendar year? And nothing in that situation makes more sense than facing his younger brother in what would be a unification match. Ideally, you do that fight in Japan. That if the Japanese boxing fans don't know you already, have him fight Takuma en route to Naoya.
Have him send a message in a fight that would undoubtedly move him up the ring IQ pound for pound list.
Initially, the Vargas fight this weekend wasn't going to do nothing for him, but now that it's for a full title, and if he can fight Takuma afterwards, he will gain considerable ground, simultaneously adding luster and structure to a potential Naoya Inoue fight, because there wasn't much reason for them to fight before, rushing Bam up to the super bantamweight division like this, but fighting Takuma adds a bit of backstory to it.
I beat your brother, now I'm gonna beat you.
And it does seem to be a fight that Takuma is receptive to as well. He is all for it.
Who wins?
Well, I think the odds makers would have Bam as the favorite. Takuma's good, but he's not perceived as being a pound-for-pound fighter like Bam Rodriguez. Even though Takuma is a 2-time bantamweight champion, he would likely be the betting underdog in the fight.
Who wins?
Takuma's gonna be the taller, longer boxer of the two, and he's gonna try to box Bam Rodriguez up, use his height, use his length. He doesn't punch as hard as Bam. Doesn't have his reputation for power or being a strong finisher, but that's what he's got working for him. That he is the taller, longer fighter and more experienced at this weight than Bam, where Bam is just arriving there. What Bam's got to do is close the gap and throw combinations. Put pressure on Takuma.
Bam!
Get on the inside, then cut those angles to hit him in the blind spot, finding holes around the guard to land hard punches. That's what Bam's got to do. What Takuma's got to do is keep him at arm's length. Beat those feet. Don't make yourself a stationary target and stay behind the straight punches.
Bam!
I don't want to count my chickens before they've hatched. Bam Rodriguez has been a dominant fighter at Superfly, at Fly, but at Bantam, we've yet to see what he can really do. Thankfully, we're not that far off.
About to find out on Saturday.
Based on what we see on Saturday, that'll give us the best idea of what we will see if he fights Takuma. The focus is still facing Naoya at the beginning of next year. But depending on when you do the Takuma Inoue fight, you may have to push the Naoya fight back to, say, February, maybe even March.
Maybe even May.
Because Naoya Inoue has taken a liking to doing very big fights in the month of May. The Fulton fight was in May, the Junto Nakatani fight was in May.
And don't forget that Naoya Inoue might fight one more time before this year is out too. Who against, I don't know.
That rat-faced guy, John Riel Casimiro, one that kind of looks like a possum, he just beat Luis Neri, a common opponent between them. Maybe Naoya can fight him.
Maybe you could have Bam and Naoya Inoue fight on the same card before the year is out. Maybe.
In Japan. Elsewhere in the world of boxing, San Francisco boxing card scrapped, headed to a small Las Vegas venue.
The one that was supposed to be historic, the one that was intended to break the attendance record?
Once touted as a global boxing showcase capable of drawing more than 100,000 spectators to the streets of San Francisco, the IVB boxing event is being scrapped for the Bay Area, with vastly shrunken eyes on moving to a 2,500-seat Las Vegas venue. Lead promoter Samson Lukowicz told Boxing Scene on Monday that logistical problems connected to fulfilling plans for hosting a public outdoor audience at the San Francisco Civic Center July 11th are chiefly responsible for the cancellation. Lukowicz said the boxing card, headlined by WBO flyweight champion Anthony Olescuaga defending his belt against Andy Dominguez, will still occur in July.
Charlie Suarez is supposed to be boxing on that undercard.
As he shops venues, the outdoor plan proposed by IVB head Ed Pereira seemed overly ambitious from the outset, even as it included the support of San Francisco Mayor Daniel Luray. The permit process of securing such an event was extensive, and the San Francisco Chronicle first reported the production company involved in the event, Silverback, withdrew.
Why would they have done that?
Usually the answer leads back to money, or the lack thereof. At some point, the people at Silverback must have realized Ed Pereira is little more than a con man with a British accent, a used car salesman selling dreams.
It's the British accent.
The thing about Americans is, they inadvertently love a British accent, and because of that, they can't tell the hornets from the bees or the forest through the trees.
Can't tell you how many times I caught a chubby listening to Lady Chan.
So Ed Pereira swings by with all of his big plans of breaking the attendance record in the United States, but bear in mind, this is a guy who said they didn't go with Alexander Usyk because most Americans don't know him.
But they know Anthony Olescuaga. They know the fighters at the lighter weights. The fuck is this guy on?
Silverback, which produces the popular Beta Breakers run, was genuinely excited about the boxing event. CEO Kyle Myers told the Chronicle. IVB Boxing didn't mention reported financial issues, also contributing to the cancellation.
Money. Fucking money. What did I tell you?
They instead posted that it was due to growing logistical concerns. Full refunds will be made to all that purchased tickets, but I don't imagine they're going to have to issue very many refunds because I don't imagine they sold that many tickets, as tickets ranged from $60 to $600.
Surprise, surprise. An event connected with Samson Lukowicz turned out to be a scam.
One used car salesman deserves another. That's what they say.
Who says that?
I said that just now. Now, Mayor Lurie is saying he's turning his attention to this month's World Cup games in the city
City of San Francisco, where the popular sitcom Full House was said to take place.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Everything. I knew that this event was in trouble when Ed Pereira hired Samson Lukowicz as the lead promoter for the show, when Samson Lukowicz isn't actually much of a promoter, doesn't have a broadcast deal with a major platform, and to look at him, he's more of a middleman, more of a manager, a facilitator, than a promoter. Point me in the direction of the last Samson Lukowicz promoted show, because near as I can tell, all of his fighters are promoted by other people. You look at a David Benavidez fight, Samson ain't the one promoting it. That's PBC.
It's the same with Sebastian Fundora. It's the same with Gabby. Yeah, Gabby's one of his fighters, but he ain't the one promotes her. That's Golden Boy.
Samson is a con artist, a used car salesman, and he's the one supposed to be at the helm of the promotion. Ed Pereira ain't no better.
It's what veteran boxing scribe Dan Raphael had to say about it, saying, the guy makes used car salesmen look lovable. Was never gonna happen, and never with a big crowd, much less record-breaking. Now the card will be moved to a ballroom in Las Vegas, and that won't sell out.
Who the fuck does this Ed Pereira guy think he is? He thinks he can pull a fast one on the entire boxing community at large. How are you gonna put together a record-breaking show with a record-breaking crowd without financial backing? Because that's what I think this all boils down to. He gets out there, starts talking fast, and thinks he can sell people on the idea
to buy into his vision without a proper leg to stand on, with any actual financial backing.
bitch.
So let's get it straight. This just went from a record-breaking event, supposedly, to your run-of-the-mill fight at the lower weights.
Americans don't watch the lower weights. Is this fight even gonna have a broadcaster?